It was Jawaharlal Nehru who once said that dams were the temples of modern India. The Sardar Sarovar Dam on the Narmada was a shining example. It was an era when big dams were seen as the answer to India's agricultural and industrial needs. But since its very inception, the dam has been mired in controversy. The chief contention being the interstate dispute between Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat over rehabilitation and power sharing. In Gujarat, the dam is seen as a matter of great prestige, politically and otherwise. When former Chief Minister Chimanbhai Patel died in 1994, his ashes were scattered in the Sardar Sarovar. Initially, a small dam was built on the Narmada in 1961, inaugurated by Jawaharlal Nehru. Later, it was decided to build a 129-meter tall dam which could harness the full potential of the river. However, this was unacceptable to Madhya Pradesh, as the project would result in large-scale submergence and displacement of its inhabitants. To resolve this, the Narmada Water Disputes Tribunal was formed in 1969. In 1979, the tribunal announced the appropriate share of water and power to Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Rajasthan. It also envisaged setting up 30 mega dams, 135 medium-sized dams and 3,000 minor dams on the river and its tributaries. By 1985, work on the Sardar Sarovar Dam began. It was at this point that the Narmada Bachao Andolan came into the picture, opposing the construction of the dam on environmental, social and ethical grounds. The movement resonated with many. Before there was Facebook and WhatsApp, it's what brought millions of school and college-going students out on the streets in the 1990s.
इस प्रकार से पुलिसी बल पर लोगों को हटाकर हमें पानी नहीं चाहिए.
In 1993, the NBA succeeded in getting the World Bank with its $450 million investment to pull out of the project. The matter later went to the Supreme Court. In subsequent judgments, the Apex Court took a favorable view of the dam, stating that its benefits substantially outweighed the costs to the displaced people and environment. But it also directed the Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat governments to satisfactorily rehabilitate all the displaced people. The NBA claims that the government has only provided tin sheds to the people in violation of the Supreme Court order. On 17th June 2017, the centre gave permission to the Gujarat government to close the gates of the Sardar Sarovar on the Narmada, marking its completion 57 years later. This invited worldwide criticism. Noam Chomsky, 21 Green Nobel winners and 50 organizations wrote to Prime Minister Narendra Modi to provide rehabilitation before closing the gates.
Narendra Modi ji, the Prime Minister, wants to dedicate the dam to the people of Gujarat. It's the beginning of their political campaign for this year's election. Our position is that when there are lakhs of people and the living communities, how can they drown them without full and fair rehabilitation? Whatever they have announced as extra packages worth 900 crores, those packages are also not implemented. The Supreme Court's latest order of February said that each of the farmer who is entitled to land and has not got land must be given 60 lakh rupees. But all the farmers entitled to that are not yet paid the compensation. 50%, especially the women farmers, are excluded and the files are still pending.
The Sardar Sarovar will provide irrigation facilities to 1.8 million hectares of land in Gujarat, but it will displace 40,000 families in Madhya Pradesh.
तो आप कब तक यहाँ बैठी रहेंगे?
मुझे 5-80 हाथ में आएंगे जब भेलूंगा नहीं तो समाधि ले लूंगा.
However, the government says the number is likely being inflated.
The impact of submergence in Madhya Pradesh is temporary because there is no full submergence. Now, the situation with Madhya Pradesh is that 23,000 families, earlier these numbers were more, but because of revision in backwater label, the submergence level has changed and therefore only 23,000 families in Madhya Pradesh are likely to be getting affected, you can say.
Today, we know that big dams are not the panacea they were once touted to be. Environmental experts claim they release greenhouse gases due to the decaying of the millions of submerged trees, which is why dam removal projects have surged in the US, where in the past 30 years, more than 1,000 dams have been demolished. With all the dams built on the Narmada, barely any water flows into the Arabian Sea, which has started reclaiming the river in the last 40 kilometers of its flow. The saline water has destroyed 10,000 hectares of agricultural land and made groundwater unusable. The Sardar Sarovar Dam took an estimated Rs 40,000 crores to be built, but its true cost will be known only to the future generations.